These are the quotes that my social media intern, yes, I have one of those, will drop into graphics and share across social platforms.
Wasn't sure if you could tell, but we're at Coda's mom's place. She's away right now, so we're taking care of their cat. I love her, so any opportunity I get, I love coming here to see her. I started Gracie Harris's Under Construction yesterday while I was on the treadmill. I felt really good, did a zone 2 run, felt amazing. And so I've been balancing like listening to the audiobook for this because I'm quite behind on my reading goal actually. Someone came for me in my DMs yesterday to like motivate me into getting to read more, so I decided that I needed to take a break from my true crime podcast listening while I'm at the gym or while I'm running to read, because I'm checking my Goodreads right now. I'm now back to being 11 books behind. So anyway, Dutton sent me this book over the summer and I'm finally getting to it. It was perfect because the audiobook was available right away as well. This is a romance for Gracie Harris. She is dealing with the loss of her husband. She's dealing with grief while raising her 2 kids, 10 and 12, I believe. Her husband has died a year and some change ago, I believe. She's renovating her second home. I believe that she's going to have a romance with her contractor, Josh. I almost called him Ben, but that's the name of her ex-husband, her late husband. Coda and I just did weights downstairs, so I am going to just finish out this chapter and shower so that we can go grocery shopping for the day. We went to go see a late night movie of Black Phone 2. It was okay. Like, I understand how they did the story, especially because it was a second movie where both of us were like, do we really need that? It was decent. I am quite a bit through Gracie Harris's Under Construction. I'm actually almost done with it, so I'm not going to bring the physical copy with me to Coda's place, and I'm going to bring a physical book and just finish it via audio. But it's really good. The third act has happened and it's believable to me because a lot of people in Gracie's life are telling her that she seems so much happier and lighter, and now Josh has told her this, and to her it felt like an attack. She was already feeling like she wasn't really sure what she wanted out of this relationship with Josh, if she wanted it to even be a relationship, something long-term, or just a summer fling. She ended up getting into this whole thing yelling at Josh like, you don't even know the real me. Being told that she seems like a different person really hurt her. It felt like she was losing the person that she was with Ben since they got together so young, and that obviously is a very painful thing to imagine, that should he come back, like, he wouldn't even recognize her. And obviously Josh did not mean it in this way. He was saying how much he liked being with her and who he was with her, how they were together, and that he could really see him falling for her, which she originally thought as well. But she is now going on to Maisie something's podcast, who she had like a almost meltdown on her show already. I did take a photo of a part that I really enjoyed, or like really resonated with. She wrote, "What version of our loved ones do we remember when they're gone? Do we remember the martyrs or the men? I don't know about you, but for me it's the messy, perfectly imperfect real person who left the fridge door open all the time. I miss that guy." I think that's true. Like, you don't want to only remember all of the good things about the person because that's not realistic. And I think really missing someone is truly missing all of the good and the bad. That definitely rang true for me. My family and I definitely laugh about the annoying things that my dad would do, but like, that's remembering him as like a real true person. This is really hitting the feels a lot for me, and so far I'm really enjoying it. 8 and I still have coffee. I included apricot jam in this. I can't tell you if I can taste a huge difference, but my pimple is so red. I usually get really bad hormonal pimples on my chin after my period, but period is not here yet. I'm letting my stomach rest because I just ate breakfast before I want to do my long run again in zone 2. So I thought it would be a good chance to talk about Groove, which I started last night. This I didn't realize is a reprint. I think it's like a 20th anniversary edition. The author's name is Bernice L. McFadden, but she has published the new books, this and the other one that I got within like the same world, Fever. Thank you to Dutton for sending these, under the name Geneva Holliday. I really do enjoy these covers a lot more. The characters are a little bit not great. We're following 4 characters. It's a friend group. This is taking place in 2002 in New York City. The main one is going to be Geneva. Then there's Crystal, who is like this high earning executive. She's very put together. She has multiple degrees and is in this new amazing relationship, debating whether or not she wants kids. I think they're in their late 30s. Then there is Chevy, who loves to spend her money. She is giving me Carrie Bradshaw, spends her money on designer items instead of her rent and like other bills. Then there's Noah. He has recently discovered and not told anyone that he has a craving for women now. So I guess he's exploring like his bisexuality and is very, very confused himself. Geneva keeps falling for her ex-husband. She is continually having relations with him. They share a son together. She doesn't want to keep doing it, but the sex is just really good. So that's the way that the book starts, and I don't like that because her husband, her ex, cheated on her. He's also had multiple relationships or marriages since divorcing her and has children, but like won't take the responsibility of raising all of these children. Geneva just doesn't really seem like a good friend. It seems like she judges the rest of her friends a lot, especially Chevy. I'm just worried because one of the top reviews that I saw on Goodreads when I added this was that they all act like absolute children. I'm also worried because this place takes place in the early 2000s that it might just not have aged well either. I'm only on chapter 3, but the prologue was kind of long. There's like something from the point of view of each character, and the chapters are literally just one scene, so they're very short, which I don't know if I like. I feel like they didn't need to be named chapters. They could have just been titled with the POV of each character. So far, they all seem like a bit of a mess, and there isn't any one person that I like. I feel like the only person that I shouldn't have a problem with is going to be Crystal and Noah. To me, it feels hinted that Crystal is stuck in an abusive relationship, possibly, or like the beginnings of one, and that really scares me. And Noah, I'm excited for his journey. Yes, we have the same name. Chevy is annoying, as is Geneva, but like Chevy is there judging other girls for looking cheap, wearing their Payless pumps and pink zebra leggings or whatever to the club or something. It's just very incredibly judgmental, and she also is like a 30-something-year-old woman who doesn't really have her priorities straight either and resorts to borrowing friends' money for surgeries when in reality she's just getting a boob job. She's apparently like a compulsive liar, will borrow money from friends and like not actually return it, so steals. I already worked out, got work done, I cleaned, so I feel really good. I'm not like too hungry yet, so I figured I would just read as much of this as I could. This so far is a mess. I really just don't see how their friendships work besides Geneva and Crystal. I understand that friendship. Geneva's really struggling with her self-image and how she feels in her own body, and she also just doesn't have any of the determination to work out though. She's struggling with kind of raising her son and making enough money to support him, especially because alimony doesn't really provide much. It's complicated because she keeps having these relationships with the ex-husband. I just don't really understand why any of them are friends with Chevy. I feel like they all really are so incredibly judgmental of her, but they keep her around because there's so much cat hair on my face. Because they've all known each other for so long. I think that they've known each other since they were kids, maybe 15 or so. The book starts in spring, and then there's a second part to this book in the summer. Maybe the next book covers the other 2 seasons, but there was this random chapter in Crystal's boyfriend's view and Kendrick's, which which really just shines him in a really terrible light, which I already knew that it would. Like that he is a bad person for Crystal, a bad boyfriend. I just don't understand why that chapter was necessary, and it just feels really all over the place. All of the chapters are also, or POVs are in first person, which is why I think it would benefit a lot more if the chapters weren't numbered and they were just titled as the person's name that it's going, like point of view that it's going to be in, because I have to like read a couple lines in order to be able to understand whose point of view that we're going to be following. Chevy's also just so annoying to me because she obviously has this shopping addiction where she truly prioritizes pretty things for herself and herself only, and will 100% take an opportunity to mooch off of a man or her friends. Now, I don't mind mooching off of men, and she has a constant rotation of them. Good for her. She even had one that used to pay her bills, but she had to like keep that up, which is why she got evicted. But it's just so annoying to me how she will also just take any opportunity to mooch off of her friends and really takes advantage of any single bit of kindness that they show her. And I really hate that for her friends. It is easy to get through because the chapters are so incredibly short, but I just don't feel like there's any point to this book. This is the third time she's come up on me. She's purring. We're in Noah's POV. I just thought this was funny because Noah lives in Bed-Stuy and he owns a beautiful 3-story brownstone. Is talking about how different the neighborhood has become. The neighborhood was changing so quickly. Not more than 4 years ago, you wouldn't have seen a white face, and now there must have been at least 20 of them. Blonde, brown, and auburn-haired men in their Wall Street business attire. The Utica Avenue train station is beginning to look like the 125th Harlem station, I thought to myself. But what black neighborhood would be next, I wondered. Bushwick was the most likely candidate. And it fucking is, and how overrun it is by all of the transplants. I only planned on reading 250 pages, but I ended up finishing all of Proof. I'm giving it 3 stars. It is really messy, but in like an entertaining, really easy to read way. I think I am going to give the second book, Fever, a second chance, or a chance rather, since I do already have a copy of it. I just hope that not everything is wrapped up a little bit too neatly, because it does seem like progress is being made, change is being made for all of them. I listened to the Lone Women audiobook. I started that, right? Victor LaValle. It's not very long. This is also sort of historical, more Western, but also a little bit horror, I believe, which is why I picked it. I still have to figure out where I am up to in the physical copy, but Libby is telling me that I am 15% of the way in. I'm in the middle of chapter 11, so that's not bad. Maybe like 40 some pages of this I've read. Adelaide is traveling from California to Montana. She is carrying this huge steamer trunk that's not in here, and it's like carrying all of like her literal baggage, like, or not literal baggage, like emotional baggage, family trauma. 1915, and it says her secret sin killed her parents, which is why she is fleeing to Montana, and she has to drag this huge ass trunk every stop of the way. She will become one of the lone women taking advantage of the government's offer of free land for those who can tame it. But she's not alone, so I think that her trunk is carrying something sinister, maybe like this darkness. My sister, one of her old professors' husband is Victor LaValle, which I thought was like a weird connection. Code and I are getting ready to go to the gym, but I actually ended up finishing Lone Women. Yesterday I read 230 pages because of the audiobook. I didn't enjoy it, but it's done. I'm giving it 1.75 stars. I feel like the point of why I chose this book in the first place didn't really carry through the whole book. The story ended up being more about like Adelaide and the Mudges, but also we were following the perspective of these characters like Birdie and Fiona and Mr. Reed, and I like wasn't really seeing the vision anymore. And the ending was like, I guess, really clean. I just wasn't really enjoying it. So unfortunately, 1.75 stars. Me not enjoying it and wanting to be done with it did factor into why I read it so fast, but it's also under 300 pages, which means that I've read 3 books for this vlog, which I don't even remember the last time I was able to say that. I read a lot, and I watched like so little of my shows throughout the week because of that. Not really mad at it. Gracie Harris is Under Construction is definitely my highest highest one because I gave it 4.25 stars. Then I gave Groove, I think 3 stars. And of course, like I just said, Lone Women by Victor LaValle, I'm giving 1.75 stars. I calculated it and it's under 1,000 pages. I read 972 pages in total, but still really happy that I can say that I read 3 books this week. I'm feeling confident. Goodreads goal, still catching up to her, but I will reach my goal for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!